Now at 6, the president of Microsoft takes a trip to Fargo, a spotlight on the NDSU Chemistry and Biochemistry Club, and an annual Arts and Crafts Fair hits the Fargo Dome this weekend. You're watching Bison Information Network News. Thanks for joining us. Last week, the president of Microsoft was at NDSU to promote his new book. Tools and Weapons is a narrative about what it's like inside the world's largest tech companies. He was asked about his contribution to the book and what he thinks the future of technology looks like for North Dakota. The audience was also able to ask questions of their own. In the book, he talks about how the new generation can use this technology to solve problems we will face in the future. With the future of farms needing advanced technology to thrive, Smith sees a future collaboration with Microsoft and agriculture with the help of NDSU.
It's like NDSU. A lot of the future of the planet, is really going to turn on bringing great new technology, digital technology and data and drones to the field of agriculture.
Smith says he tries to visit the Fargo-Moorhead area every year because it is one of his favorite places to visit. Everyone likes to feel included, and Fargo Mania is giving everyone the chance to show off their talents. BIN reporter Lindsay Iverson met up with the athletes to talk about why they enjoy participating.
The Fargo Mania competition took place on Sunday at the Shack. Held by TNT Kids Fitness and Gymnastics, Fargo Mania is an opportunity for adults and children with special needs to show off their athletic abilities. Campus Organizations National Residence Hall Honorary pairs up with TNT.
So my organization worked with TNT to get our volunteers to come cheer the athletes on.
The event is separated into two divisions, a senior division and a junior division. Teams compete for a golden belt to hang in their respective gym, while individuals compete for medals. Team names include the BossFit, Ice Sharks, Dragons, Rad Rabbits, and Team Super Spiders. One athlete who's been competing since the beginning says,
"It's fun and I really enjoy it. I met a lot of people, gives me a lot of encouragement and builds up my self-esteem."
Overall, Fargo Mania is a chance for individuals of all abilities to compete and receive recognition from their community with no shortage of team pride.
Go Ice Sharks, want the belt.
Lindsay Iverson, Bison Information Network News.
For more information on how to get involved, visit our Facebook page and click on this story. Next Thursday, the United Way is hosting a silent auction. The auction starts at 11 a.m. on the first and second floors of the Quinton Burdick building. However, there will be several booths open at 9 a.m. In addition to the silent auction, the event includes a book sale, a bake sale, and other options for shoppers. The NDSU IT division has coordinated the event, and 100% of the proceeds will go to the United Way of Cash Clay. For more information about the event and the booths that will be there, you can contact Kim Lammers or CC Rawwetter via email. Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg testified on Capitol Hill Wednesday. The hearing was initially set to discuss Facebook's attempt at creating its own cryptocurrency, but Zuckerberg ended up being grilled on political ads and many other grievances against the social media platform. CNN's Christina Alessi reports.
Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg facing the fury of lawmakers from both sides of the aisle in grueling questioning for 6 hours on Capitol Hill. Democrats quickly zeroing in on the social media giant's new political advertising policy.
You announced that Facebook would not be doing fact-checking on political ads, giving anyone Facebook labels a politician a platform to lie, mislead, and misform the American people, which will also allow Facebook to sell more ads. Your claim to promote freedom of speech does not ring true.
Zuckerberg struggling to clarify what the new policy would do.
Would I be able to run advertisements on Facebook targeting Republicans in primaries saying that they voted for the Green New Deal?
I don't know the answer to that off the top of my head. I think
so. You don't know if I'll be able to do that?
I think probably.
Do you see a potential problem here with a complete lack of fact-checking on political advertisements?
Facebook says it does not fact-check any political ads. Instead, it relies on third-party fact-checkers.
So you won't take down lies, or you will take down lies? I think it's just a pretty simple yes or no.
Congresswoman,
I'm not talking about spin. I'm talking about actual
yes, in most cases, in a democracy,
okay.
I believe that people should be able to see for themselves what politicians that they may or may not vote for
so
are
you
saying,
won't take
judge
them
their
down.
character for themselves.
So you won't take. You may flag that it's wrong, but you won't take it down.
Lawmakers repeatedly grilling the 35-year-old billionaire about Facebook's handling of election interference and data privacy.
I get that I'm not the ideal messenger for this right now. We faced a lot of issues over the past few years.
One Republican accusing Democrats of, quote, bullying Facebook to be a fact checker.
Will you commit that Facebook will not censor any political ad placed on your platform or in support of President Donald Trump?
We believe that people should be able to see for themselves what politicians are saying.
Zuckerberg also questioned about this deepfake video of House Speaker Nancy Pelosi that slows down her speech, making it seem like she's slurring her words. Zuckerberg admits that it took Facebook too long to respond to it and acknowledged Facebook is working to identify and take down similar videos.
Deepfakes are clearly one of the emerging threats that we need to get in front of and develop policy around to address.
Even though the hearing lasted more than 6 hours, the committee's ranking Republican member, Patrick McHenry, said he is not sure the committee members had learned anything new. Now let's take a look at the weather here in the Fargo-Moorhead area. We're seeing more fall-like weather as of late, and today was a perfect example. We topped out around 43 degrees for a high with some cloud cover in the area, but a fairly bright sky. Overnight we'll be getting close to frost level temperatures with a moderate breeze. On to the 7-day forecast. Just like last weekend, the weather should warm up to start the weekend. Highs are projected to be in the mid-50s with mostly cloudy or mostly sunny skies, and it should be nice weather to get outside and enjoy it. Starting Sunday, however, we should start to see a trend of much cooler weather in the morning and only topping around 36 degrees most days. Tuesday and Wednesday's projected lows are closer to 20 degrees, and Wednesday's high just 32 degrees as of right now. For Halloween night, it should be slightly better than those previous 2 days, but still fairly chilly for any nighttime activities. Still to come on Bison Information Network News, a student organization spotlight. Plus, an arts and crafts sale is coming to a big venue in town. We'll be right back. While most students hate chemistry, some students just can't get enough of it. The NDSU Chemistry and Biochemistry Club is a pre-professional club for both chemistry and biochemistry majors. The club offers opportunities to find research positions on campus, present their research at conferences, and meet other students who share their interests. The club meets once a month and has a community outreach event every month as well. Monthly meetings have a demo where members create flashy reactions that are not shown in traditional labs. Their next outreach event will be coming this coming week, where members will be making slime for kids at Boo at NDSU.
We're kind of awkward people, so it's an opportunity for us to get to know each other and make your little niche within NDSU, which is really cool.
For more information, you can email Megan Lorenz or join directly on My NDSU. This Friday and Saturday, the Fargo Dome is hosting the 31st annual Big One Arts and Crafts Fair. The event is one of 3 shows held in North Dakota and will include over 300 different exhibits from local artists. The items you'll find at the Big One include handmade items from crafts, baked goods, and pieces of art. With the fall season well underway, there will be plenty of items available for you to decorate your homes for Halloween and, of course, Thanksgiving. Tickets for the event are $3, and kids 12 and under get in for free. U.S. diplomat Bill Taylor plans to get back to work in Ukraine Wednesday, just 1 day after his explosive testimony on Capitol Hill. Some House officials say Tuesday's closed-door hearing gave a big blow to President Trump's defense in the impeachment inquiry. CNN's Suzanne Malvo reports.
Bill Taylor sending shockwaves through Capitol Hill, telling Congress multiple administration officials informed him that President Trump personally blocked military aid unless Ukraine agreed to announce investigations into the Bidens and the 2016 U.S. election. Sources say those inside audibly gasped and sighed just from the top U.S. diplomat to Ukraine's opening statement.
In my 10 short months in Congress, this is my most disturbing day in Congress so far.
Taylor providing a clearer timeline of events based on copious notes he kept of his communications, saying he shared those notes with the State Department, which is refusing to give them to congressional investigators.
He's filling in some gaps. He's sharing with us in a pretty candid way and his experience.
The 50-year career diplomat detailing a conversation with U.S. Ambassador to the European Union, Gordon Sondland, who he says told him everything was dependent on such an announcement, including security assistance, adding he said that President Trump wanted President Zelensky in a public box by making a public statement about ordering such investigations. Taylor telling Congress he disagreed with the tactic, but Sondland repeatedly tried to explain the president's intent. According to Taylor, Sondland told him, when a businessman is about to sign a check to someone who owes him something, the businessman asks that person to pay up before signing the check. The next day, the diplomat raised concern in a text message exchange with Sondland, writing, I think it's crazy to withhold security assistance for help with a political campaign. After speaking with President Trump, Sondland stressed that was not the case. Texting, I believe you're incorrect about President Trump's intentions. The president has been crystal clear, no quid pro quos of any kind. The White House quickly attempting to discredit Taylor and the impeachment inquiry, saying this is a coordinated smear campaign from far-left lawmakers and radical unelected bureaucrats waging war on the Constitution. There was no quid pro quo. Trump's Republican allies doing the same.
I've been in there for 10 hours. I can assure you there was no quid pro quo.
But House Democrats are adamant Taylor's testimony directly links the president to a quid pro quo.
You can't just commit a crime and say that you didn't and then expect it to go away.
It's and applauding him for testifying against the Trump administration's wishes.
He came forward, again, at risk of his career, at expense to himself. He had no incentive but to tell the truth, and I believe that's what he did today.
More witnesses were questioned Wednesday morning, one from the Congressional Budget Office and the other from the Pentagon. Coming up, how you can see an NDSU theater production and why it's so addicting to eat junk food when you're sleepy. We'll be right back. NDSU Theater's production of Fun Home is performing its final 3 shows this weekend at Askinase Hall. The story follows a graphic novelist, Allison, who discovers family secrets to tell the story of her late father. While researching, she encounters memories from her childhood and the seemingly unanswerable questions left by her father. Tickets are $17 for adults and $12 for senior citizens. Non-NDSU students can get them for $7. NDSU students can reserve their free tickets by stopping at the Festival Concert Hall box office. If you've never craved a late-night snack of carrots or apples, well, you're not alone. In fact, it's a normal biological response to reach for junk food when you're sleepy. Jeremy Roth explains why in today's Health Minute.
You may already know that getting a good night's sleep is essential for your metabolism to function normally. But did you know sleep, or lack thereof, can also dictate what types of food you may crave? Here's the science behind it. There are 2 hormones that control our urges to eat: leptin, which suppresses appetite, and ghrelin, which increases our hunger. Research published in the medical journal Psychoneuroendocrinology shows that sleep deprivation affects the balance of these 2 hormones, mainly spiking the one that makes you hungry. So why are you reaching for junk food instead of kale? That's thanks to the endocannabinoid system. They bind to the same receptors as the active ingredient in marijuana, which can trigger the munchies. And that system makes us crave fatty, starchy, and sugary foods. And according to a 2016 study, just like ghrelin, when we don't get enough sleep, that system goes into overdrive. Experts are still unclear why all this happens, but if you want to limit those late-night cookie cravings, it might help to get more rest. For today's Health Minute, I'm Jeremy Roth.
Well, we have loads of movie news today, including a film that won't be out until December, a film returning to theaters, and a film you can see in theaters or at home. Here's David Daniel with the Hollywood Minute.
Confronting fear is the destiny of a Jedi.
A record start for Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker. According to online service Atom Tickets, the film set a franchise record for first-day advance ticket sales, selling 2.5 times as many tickets as Star Wars: The Last Jedi did in its first 24 hours. The only film with a bigger first-day pre-sale on Atom, Avengers: Endgame this spring.
Seems this world.
If you saw Once Upon a Time in Hollywood and wanted more, you're in luck. Columbia Pictures is re-releasing Quentin Tarantino's latest film with previously unseen footage added. 4 new scenes running about 10 minutes, bringing the total running time to nearly 3 hours. The expanded Once Upon a Time lands in more than 1,000 North American theaters this Friday.
You ever hit anybody? On a job? Yeah. I don't think so. All right, then. We don't have nothing to worry about.
Netflix wants to help you see The Irishman before it appears on Netflix. The Mafia movie opens in some theaters November 1st, then debuts on the streaming service November 27th. If you don't want to wait, Netflix has set up theirishman-movie.com, where you can plug in your location and get theaters and showtimes. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
Isaac Dieterson is going to have sports for us. What can we expect this week, Isaac?
Well, last week I had a homecoming theme, but not anything like that this week. But I do have a quick preview for an important game coming up this weekend. Stick around. We'll be right back. In college football, you don't simply win 8 straight conference championships without continually finding ways to win. NDSU, simply put, has become rather good at finding those ways. For the first time ever, the Bison broke out all green uniforms on Saturday. Let me know, does this uniform set make a return in the near future? As for game action, NDSU gets on the board first with a zone read. Trey Lance, keeper up the middle. He's into the end zone, and he's going to strike a Superman pose. Bison lead 8-0 following a 2-point conversion from James Hendricks. 2 drives later for NDSU, it's Adam Cofield on a power handoff. He barrels his way in for 6. Home team leads 15-0 in the second quarter. After that touchdown, though, there would be 13 straight possessions. Yes, 13 with no points for either team. 11 of those possessions ended with punts. Missouri State especially had a rough day offensively, averaging just 1 yard per carry and 4 yards per pass. In the fourth quarter, Bison needing a spark. Going for it on 4th and 3. Trey Lance rolls out, decides to tuck it and go. He gets some help from Ben Ellefson here, but does not score on this play. He's ruled out at the 1. So next play, Cofield will grind his way into the end zone for another touchdown. That would seal it. The Bison, wearing all green to honor Code Green, shut out the Bears. But Coach Jentz is just happy enough to get the W.
You know, half the teams in the country got beat. We didn't. We won. We should enjoy it, but we'll learn from it. Yeah, we're still a hungry team. And there's a lot of guys that don't have a ton of game reps under their belt. But this is a learning moment for us, and we got to use it that way.
The next task for the team is maybe its most important game of the season. Number 1 versus number 3 in Brookings for the Dakota marker. South Dakota State has won against North Dakota State twice in the regular season since 2016. This includes a 33-21 victory the last time these teams played at Dana J. Dykhouse Stadium. This game comes with some added hype as ESPN's College Game Day program will record its show live in Brookings Saturday morning. This heavyweight clash between two fierce rivals kicks off at 2 p.m. The NDSU women's soccer team wasn't just looking to win on Sunday, they were looking to avoid drawing for a 3rd straight game. Their opponent, a Western Illinois team looking to break into the Summit League's top 4. It was a close battle all throughout. The Leathernecks had the advantage early on in shots on goal as this try from Natalie Seeloff is saved by Monica Polgar. Just a few minutes later, on a counterattack, here comes a nice chip pass from Zoe Clark here. Polgar makes the first save, can't control the rebound. Amy Andrews slots it in. It's 1-0 Western Illinois at the break, just minutes into the second half. NDSU responds with a corner that bounces around and finds the back of the net to tie the game. They give the goal to senior defenseman Laura Powell. That's the 2nd goal in her career. We go ahead 15 minutes later. Here comes a nice cross from Brooklyn Dew. A beautiful ball into the box for Daniel Algira to put it in. It's 2-1 North Dakota State. A last-ditch effort for the Leathernecks coming here on a free kick just outside the box. The left-handed strike stopped by Monica Polgar. Bison hang on. They take 4th place in the conference with the victory. They're at league-leading South Dakota State tonight. That game is currently in the first half. NDSU's winter sports season is officially underway as the wrestling team will hold its green and gold scrimmage at the Shack tonight. The event allows for fans to get a first look at who will step onto the mats for the Bison this season. Last year, NDSU went 10-6 in duels and 5-4 in the Big 12 before ultimately sending 4 wrestlers to the NCAA tournament, 3 of which are returning for their senior year. Tonight's scrimmage starts at 7. The regular season begins at home against Cal Bakersfield Sunday, November 3rd. And that's This Week in Sports. Up next is a fall-themed edition of Bison on the Street. We'll be right back.
The leaves have fully changed and football season is already several weeks in, making it officially the middle of fall. Bison Information Network reporter Noah Zimmer asked students about their favorite fall activity in this week's Bison on the Street.
My favorite thing to do in the fall is watch Netflix.
My favorite thing to do during fall or autumn is probably carving pumpkins and drinking those pumpkin spice drinks.
Carving pumpkins and apple cider. My favorite thing to do in the fall is go to pumpkin patches and have cider with my family.
My favorite thing about fall is football.
My favorite thing to do in the fall is sit on my couch and watch football.
My favorite fall activity is having a lot of blankets and taking a lot of naps.
My favorite thing to do in the fall is to go hunting.
Now let's have a final check of the weather for this week. Tomorrow we'll see increased temperatures and fairly sunny skies, and more on the way for Saturday, with highs hanging around the mid-50s. But it looks like we won't see that weather hanging around for long, as Sunday looks to be cloudy most of the day, starting a trend of the rest of the week, with highs not expected to get above 40. Wednesday looks to be extra cool out there, but it should warm up, though only slightly, for any Halloween plans in the evening. I gotta tell you, it's nice to have fall, but I'm not really looking forward to that cold weather.
No, that 20 degrees looks rather scary, if I may say so myself.
Yeah, gotta be honest.
Don't like that.
Nobody really likes cold weather, even if they're from the Midwest.
It's not November yet. Let's save that for later.
Exactly. Well, that does it for us this week. From all of us at Bison Information Network News, thanks for watching. Be sure to tune in next week for a special Halloween-themed newscast. Have a great night, everyone.